I'm a whale! I don't care! I don't care!
You know I've been meaning to ask you this, but why are we just sitting here watching a balding grown man cry while you play Star Rail?
'Cause I've got nothing better to do, and I need to do some summons.
And how's that going for you?
Every day, 3 YouTube videos. Every
Meh.
day.
You know, you could make a video instead of being a lazy piece of shit. You know this ship doesn't pay for itself, right?
First off, who taught you to say that word?
I learned it from listening to you.
Yeah, whatever. And secondly, you know that we lost our last one because someone thought it'd be a good idea to huff their own fumes and then sell the ship on eBay when I wasn't around. So as you can see, I have every reason not to give a shit about making a new video.
白髪の少女に感謝しないとね。私を裏切ったら、その心臓を引き裂くぞ。すべて滅ぼしてやる。
Okay, fine. You know I can't say no to you, but can I at least finish my summons first?
Bad touch! Stranger danger!
では技の見本を見せてやろう。
Vengeance will be mine!
Leave me alone!
Can I crush your balls? Yeah!
Hey everyone, M-Test here, and we've been playing Star Rail for over a month. I've gotten up to a pretty high rank.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. So, you play gacha games, huh? Wow, me too. Have you ever been bamboozled by these companies time and time again to the point that your wallet's become the world's biggest rape victim? Well, sir, hashtag me too. Oh, what's that? You're part of a fandom that's centered around gacha games? Well, sir, I don't know if I can relate to that last one, but I will say this. Here's a video condensing 5 fandoms of 5 gacha games that I've had some level of experience with into the world's tiniest nutshell, followed by some tips in case you find yourself experiencing a horror that just about every gacha game player experiences. Ready? Let's begin. If you play this game, just know this. You're the kind of person who goes and tries to rewrite history textbooks because you want every famous person in history to be trans, or you're a furry, or both. In your world, King Arthur's got the fattest carriage for your Excalibur. Thomas Edison is a guy who you wish Caro identified as, just so he would go die after trying to stick it into a lion. And Nero Claudius? Well, she's both your daughter and your mommy, so I guess you can add being from Alabama to the list. And you know what? I don't blame you. You're probably also on a watch list for having way too much Prisma Ilia hentai on your computer. There isn't a day that goes by where you don't fantasize about what it's like to swap tongue juices with a 10-year-old Ilia wearing blackface. Also, you probably think that people die when they're killed. When it comes to the Dokkan Battle fanbase, there probably isn't a single person on this planet more autistic with numbers than you. All you can think about are numbers, and the difference between a flat-based boost and a percentage-based boost.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
You sit there all day slapping in any combination of teams just to spend hours recording yourself fighting Cell Max, just to find the perfect 1 in a million chance that you'll finally tank his super. In fact, you spend more time looking for the perfect support for your favorite power creep piece of shit than you do looking for a mental health hotline to support your crippling obsession with these numbers. The only other thing that wastes just as much, if not more of your time, is you finally trying to get Devilman's passive to go off, only for it to fail at killing your most hated red zone bosses, who always end up clapping you like you were, I don't know, a walking poster sign saying, "Please rate me," in the dirtiest red light district in Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh my!
Women.
A Dokkan Battle simp literally snorts numbers like cocaine, and you need shit to be higher and higher, or you're gonna crash down harder than Mr. Popo did in Dragon Ball Z Abridged. Your life is so full of numbers that it turns out you're the guy in the pictures that everyone thinks of when they think of the word savant. But in reality, it's not that you're smart. It's just that your brains literally think only in ones and zeros. And the words crit and additional are trigger words because Vegito never really seems to get it off. And I think we can both agree on this next point. Instead of calling it Dokkan Battle, they should just call it Super Monkey Ball Circus, because more than half the time every new unit is a dirty stinking nigga. If there was ever a person more suitable to be the guy in this meme, then that'd be you. You don't just like cunny, you're the cunny sewer. The cunny mancer manipulating fictional little girls like puppets with strings attached to them. You're the deranged lunatic who eats, shits, and breathes cunny. There isn't a single day that goes by where your fellow senseis aren't slapping their students in the face with their undersized rulers and screaming, "Gomen Yuka!" If anything, you're priority number one on the watch list. You're the guy that Knuckles says it's illegal to, but you fucking do it anyways. If I could have my way, I'd probably put all of you on an island where you can say Gomen Yuka to each other all day long so that no one has to breathe in the same air that you ran your sweaty fat ball sacks right through. You can converse all about Ui's disgusting cunny smell there for the rest of your life and die off as a species. Your leader would probably be this guy, considering his entire existence has been made to basically be made up of nothing but a lust for cunny stink and rape correction. If you ever wanted more proof that the human race was an unsalvageable mess of nothing but degen shit, look no further than Cunny Archive. Also yes, I am part Chinese, so Kiseki is the best cunny. Or should I say, Chunny.
Mommy milkers, big mommy milkers, big huge milkers, and huge big milkies.
Okay, so for this next one, we all know who you are. You're not the guy who's there for the story. You're not even there to figure out the mechanics of the game. The only reason that you're there is because you want to stick your dick into every pair of tits here and there. There isn't a single girl in here who isn't more stacked than your mom after plastic surgery. That's right, not a flat girl in sight. You're also the kind of person who wants to fuck old wrinkly grandmas, but you're too afraid to admit it. So you're just gonna use the excuse of, oh, she can just de-age herself. Either that or you're honest about it, and if you are, then please explain to me how you actually got out of prison, because last I checked, Chris-chan probably isn't known for good behavior, and more so being known for being an absolute raving lunatic. Your spirit animal is also probably Katsuragi, so you'd probably also be in jail right alongside the senseis from Cunny Archive over there, considering how you can't stop touching people. You also probably spend more time cutting your wrists too, because your waifu is practically a lesbian, but no one ever said that a fictional lesbian waifu can't love dick too. Unless you're on Twitter. And speaking of Twitter...
Bro, this chick is so hot. Oh my god, she's so fucking hot. She's so fucking hot. Bro, this chick is so hot. Oh my god. So bro, this chick is so this chick is so hot.
That's right, here we are. The Hoyoverse stands. You're literally the bottom feeders of humanity. You're so much of a bottom feeder that you're not even feeding at the bottom of the barrel, you're feeding on it at a microscopic scale. You're the exact reason suicide exists. You should be eliminated from the fucking earth. You self-proclaim yourselves to be the fat police, and anytime someone sees a girl that they like in the games, she's somehow a carpet-munching gold star lesbian before she's even been released.
So you're a queer, aren't you?
If you weren't born decades after the Holocaust, you'd probably side with Hitler just because of how deranged and obsessed you are with anyone different from you being brutally slaughtered. You're the kind of person to proclaim themselves to be a supporter of the alphabet soup, but when a game actually has an actual homosexual character, you don't give a shit, because you're too obsessed with making everything else into something that it isn't. You probably spend more time trying to find out ways to send a pipe bomb overseas just to kill an artist because they drew characters in straight relationships than you ever do actually getting a fucking job. No one loves you, your parents don't love you, and your teachers hated you, and everyone wishes you the worst in life. You're the kind of person that TikTok was made for.
Bug just dyed Bug's hair, and it's a super cool green color right now.
Deranged lunatics who think they can reality shift the world to be whatever they want. To be a world where everyone's a raging homosexual. And that's why you should have been aborted. I'd prefer to live on a planet full of nothing but cunny-loving freaks than you. And that's because if I ever shot somebody like that after they touched a real kid, nobody could really say anything, nor do anything other than run for their fucking life while I'm gunning them down with my own personal firing squad. And that's been all for today on this episode of Fandoms in a Nutshell.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to freshen up for the next part of this video. So please enjoy a message from these sponsors, if I even had any, while I go and add a new waifu to the cum jar.
I don't like where this is going.
And remember, this is all just satire.
Yo, what's up my fellow trailblazers? And welcome back to Cooking with Kalis. Say, are you tired of using the same old trash from your trash can to cook up some delicious bacteria-infested breakfast? Tired of finding nothing you haven't already touched in your own trash? Well, why don't you just steal some trash from your neighbor? They've got to have some great stuff you've never tried before, see? Look what I found. This month-old chicken parmesan is divine. And look at what else I found to add to the pot. An old crowbar. You can never have enough iron, as they say. So remember, trailblazers, be like me. And, also whoever that is, don't be a stick in the mud like this rice-eating piece of garbage here. For the low, low price of fucking free, you too can find a brand new experience waiting to send you to the toilet. Trash blaze now, or else I'll steal your fucking trash and force feed it through a tube up your ass.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
Stop what you're doing. Now take a look at this man. Do you see this man? I don't mean his physical appearance, but do you really see this man? Do you see his tobacco-ridden soul and all its pain and hatred? Do you see him for all the horrors that are whirling inside of him like a nicotine addict going through withdrawal symptoms and experiencing horrible depression? This is what you can call peak gacha crash, and this is how to avoid it. Well, at least from my half-ricer perspective. Simply put, gacha is like a double-edged sword laced with cancer. On one hand, you can potentially have an enjoyable game with a lot of depth to it, either in the story, though most will feature some form of self-inserting as an MC, typically male, or they'll have some decent mechanics that stroke the mortism side of your brain, and you'll be sitting there contemplating the best strats to cheese the game more than a fake pizza commercial. On the other hand, your wallet is on life support, and you're constantly being stressed out because the doctor keeps saying, "I'm sorry, but we've done everything we can." The first part isn't bad, but the second part can leave you in so much desperation that you're sifting through Reddit 24/7 looking for a cure to your extreme depression. So here's a few things you can do to cope with this, and kick this problem's asshole so wide open that it could pass for a geriatric porn star. Tip number 1.
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
This one should be a no-brainer, but if you invest so heavily into a game that you're about as attached to it, the story, and the characters like a Siamese twin, then you're hopeless. It's just a fucking game. Do you have to learn everything about the lore? Do you have to figure out whether this character's gay or not to fap to him? Do you have to become the top G of strats to play this game? If you're on Twitter, then the only thing that matters is some self-projected hatred of cock or pussy. And if you're on Reddit, it's a 50-50 toss in the mud whether you're a nutjob ideologue pretending to be a pro gamer, or a stat-obsessed manic addict that's more addicted to stats than someone's uncle is to heroin. But for sane, normal people, it shouldn't matter. People who love DMC5 aren't all obsessed with stats, or obsessed with what gender you have to be to receive the Sword of Dante. Most just want to have a good time. For a lot of people, game time is when you want to unwind from all the shit I mentioned. Learn it, and you'll be living a much better life. Tip number 2.
Okay, fine.
Waifu over meta. Now I think most of you know where I'm going with this. And I know that some gacha games have, husbandos, but fuck it, both at once is a mouthful. Similar to the prior tip that I mentioned, you don't have to worry about meta. No one is holding a gun to your head and saying you have to have the best team setup to clear an entire field of enemies, like you were Barack Obama bombing Syria for ISIS. Just enjoy the pretty thighs, the beautiful mommy milkies, and if you're into dudes, enjoy looking for a semblance of a bulge. Just get your rocks off. Even if Twitter tells you your waifu is gay, anime girls aren't real. They don't have the same rights to human perceptions on sexuality as we do. Anime waifus and husbandos are literally objects, ideas that can be molded however you want. Remember this and you'll be a lot better off for it. And finally, tip number 3.
He didn't see it. Draw his attention to it. Make a wallet sound.
I'm dying. Help me.
Your wallet deserves a break. Your wallet isn't the same as a waifu. While it is an object, it's far more intrinsically linked to you as a whole. Your wallet is basically an extension of your status. And your dick. When you unleash the beast at night, it feels good. But if you unleash that beast one too many times, it loses its potency. You can't slap people around with cash and have it mean anything if there's no weight to it. If there's no cash to be had. You can't buy a Bugatti and become a living meme if you don't even have a cent to save up on said Bugatti. And you can't donate to your favorite streamers to feed their own crippling anime addiction if you don't even have $5 to spend on them. Not that you should, but you'll be able to flex more and hope to God that your favorite e-girl or e-boy will finally spread their cheeks for you in response.
Yappe.
So please, waifus are nice. Some milkies from your dami mommy is great. A bit of the old dang-a-lang is fine, if you're into that. But it ain't worth shit if your wallet has severe muscle atrophy from being a 2-year coma patient with 2 years worth of worthless dried up spunk that never got released. It's fine to be a dolphin here and there, but give your wallet a break and treat it nice. Now you may be asking yourself how you can provide this tender love and care to your other half, your eternal capitalist soulmate. And the only answer for you I care to give is,
maybe you should try getting a job.
Stop being horny and give me your mora.